Boy, somebody's riled up this morning. Good Tuesday morning. And welcome to Ice Age TV. Morning conversations. Look at this car here. It's called EV Age, Electrical Vehicle Age. This here is called Diesel Age. This here is called Gas Age, Ice Age, Voter Age. What is going on today on the Ice Age TV conversation? Boy, I tell you what, it's cool. That beautiful warm weather's gone. It's kind of breezy, windy, drier air. It's chilly. I got my little buff on and brr, dog. And yeah, so look here. Geez, I tell you, the fleet of ICE vehicles sitting in front of me. Look at that fuel tank over there. See that fuel tank over there? I got two more 550-gallon tanks over there next to that big shed. And years ago, I used to have gasoline stored in those. I used to have literally 1,100 gallons of gas using those two tanks. And I used to have, that's about a 280 tank right there, diesel fuel. So yeah, I used to be concerned years ago, running out of fuel. So I used to store gas on my own property because my business requires me to travel every day of my life. Yeah, so, but those are empty now. Yeah, why is that, right? Yeah, it's hard to keep fuel stabilized. That's the challenge, but all right, so what are we talking about today? Yeah, well, I think you kind of know now, don't you? Look at the cars here and oh my goodness, never-ending challenges and projects and lists and whatever. But yeah, I got to think to myself, fuel. Let's talk about fuel because, boy, I tell you what, I did some reading and I've been watching some videos and just watching the news to hear. It's just kind of disappointing that we have to have such a division in our country of what's right versus wrong. Wow, it's cooling off. It's got all these windows open to kind of air it out, but it's breezy. I'm going to have to get the heat on here. I'm going to have to get the electricity going. And can you even imagine hundreds of years ago and how people lived and they didn't really have this instantaneous hit a button and you get heat? What's going on with the today's world of the anti-fossil fuel people? It's big and it's expensive. Yeah, so I saw the news yesterday. What kind of intrigued me to talk about fuel today is I just kind of try to stay away from watching the news per se. It just gets you mad. And what do the news people do besides get you mad and share a bunch of information? But the thing is that here I'm hearing stories about how the sitting president, yeah, it'll be political, but it's voting day, so I think I get the political day voting. Have you voted today? Yeah, have you voted? I haven't voted yet. I was doing the mail-in voting for a few years during the COVID thing, and I never got anything in the mail. But yeah, my wife's voted, my daughter's voted. I'll be voting here later. Better go vote. I hope you vote for the right ways versus the wrong ways. Yeah. So the sitting president is now bragging about shutting down all the drilling, the domestic oil drilling, which is wow. Yeah. Bragging about how shutting down all the coal stuff. In fact, right now my heat just turned on because the coal-fired plant that's across the river here from me gives me my energy. Yeah, that coal plant. If it wasn't for a coal plant, I wouldn't have any heat right now or any lights or anything. But yeah, so it's just pretty. And then the comment was that we're just going to replace everything with solar and wind, like a magic wand. The all these major electrical power plants are going to be replaced magically overnight with solar and wind. Yeah, I mean, wow, it's just beyond believable what us individuals are witnessing, that the leadership of this country is just pitiful. It's beyond believable. I mean, for me, when this day is over, elections, and something hasn't changed, it hasn't changed, I'd have to honestly say for, it'd be even more beyond believable and beyond believable if people think that paying more money for everything and the lawless cities, the list goes on and on and on. But here's the thing. What intrigued me to talk about fuel this morning is because I kind of did some research. And so there's really thing, okay, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the fact, and I read about this years ago, actually. So it is factual. I read years ago that the EPA guidelines was going to start shuttering a lot of these refineries in our country. During COVID, it was even more challenging because these refineries weren't producing the fuel and utilizing the refineries because people didn't drive around anymore. We sat at home petrified you're going to die from the virus. So a lot of the big oil executives made decisions not to, update these refineries to meet the EPA guidelines, and so they shuttered them to the point that today supposedly there's 42 million gallons less per day being produced, or 42 million barrels, whatever the exact term is, but there's 42 million less production today than there was just like 2-3 years ago. So that's why this diesel fuel thing is supposedly, the diesel fuel thing, what it's about is Mansfield Petroleum, I guess, or distribution. Mansfield Petroleum, the gentleman clearly explained what's going on. What's going on is typically there's 35 to 40 days of fuel diesel inventory, and now we're down to like 25 days. So there isn't like a shortage. What they're saying is the refining process isn't keeping up with the use process, because what I just told you is the refineries in our country, we've lost, X amount of refineries, so less production, but now we're using more product because people are going back to work and the economy, or I should say the transportation's back up again for the most part. And so this gentleman was saying, really it's the misinformation. I said that last week. It's misinformation. So what he's saying is, what it means is if there's ever a catastrophe in the country, they have right now about 25 days of diesel fuel to get us through the hardships if anything happened. Typically, they claim like 35 to 40 days. Okay, so that's really the conversation. This isn't that we're getting ready to go through no more diesel fuel. They're just talking about how the supply side isn't staying up with the use side because of the refinery side. Yeah, so that's the real story. And certain truck stops and certain fuel stations are giving people a heads up to try to help them manage their routes that, hey, we're not going to have any fuel Thursday this week, so don't plan on coming here, but we'll have it Friday. So, or you just go across the street, but this is driving the diesel fuel prices considerably higher, which I've been saying that, I said that here last week, is we have $6 diesel fuel plus, for everybody to see even another jack and all of our transportation expenses go up, and the list goes on and on. I mean, when does it stop? When do people run out of money? You just have to wonder. I mean, sincerely, when are people going to run out of money? And right now, I mean, for the immediate future, it's not happening. I know you go to the YouTube channels and you hear all these stories. Everybody's in their cars repossessed, houses, renters, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right. Yeah, but I mean, as far as the radical stuff being seen and you really hearing the stories, I don't know. I mean, I'm just not seeing it. I have a special paper that lists bankruptcies. It lets you know who's going broke and who's not paying their taxes. There's nothing out of the norm going on. It's very, 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 this is the Washington, D.C. metro area. There's nothing major going on. People are going broke. So I'm not seeing the foreclosures of homes in this area. I'm not seeing people that can't pay their rent. And yeah, I know it goes on in the country, but I'm saying it's not this really radical thing. So the whole point is, when do people run out of money? Are they going to run out of money? Is it more of the election agenda on one party that's trying to scare the heck out of the other people and trying to scare people to tell them to get out and vote to get some change. I mean, regardless, without even all that, we need change. The sitting power of this country, letting this country go to the ground. I mean, just beyond believable. I mean, I've talked about this on many, many conversations. So with the fuel, I think to myself, just look at me. I've got, right now, I have 2 electric vehicles. And, yeah, how do those get refueled? Diesel fuel or coal fuel to repower them through the electrical. So, how anybody thinks we're going to escape this diesel fuel and fossil fuel thing, it's beyond comprehension that we have a sitting president bragging to the general public on how he's getting rid of all the fossil fuels. It's beyond believable. Who's going to pay for all this? This guy's been a career politician his whole life. He's not abreast to the reality of the real world of you and I have to go make a living to pay taxes to support his lifestyle. Yeah, that's the reality. And yeah, it's political, but at some point we have to start raising our hands and we have to look at each other and say, look, do you sincerely believe that this is the right decisions in the country? And you know what? I said this years ago. If the people that believe all that, then just go live in your own half of the world and live that way in society and have fun. And let us other people live in reality of this society and know that we can transition into change and not have to do radical change. Even to the point Renault has just buddied up with Geely, China Geely. Renault is the automotive company. They just buddied up with Geely, which is that motor that's in my John Deere Gator, China Motor. They're buddying up with them. Renault's splitting off their EV division to buddy up with China to make internal combustion engines. What's that all about? Yeah. I mean, what's that all about? Right. Okay. Why is Renault borderline saying, okay, you know what? EV thing's great, but we got to survive. So we need the gas engines, internal combustion engines, the hybrid setup to survive. This electric vehicle thing is going to be a fiasco. Yeah, right. Where's anybody raising their hand on that one? Nobody. Or are they? Yeah, I'm saying the big guys, right? No, it's more like the Green Agenda people. Green Agenda people are costing the citizens of this world huge sums of money and huge hardships, and they won't talk about that. That'll be totally ignored. So yeah, so fuel. I even think to myself, I want that Ram TRX truck, but then I don't really want that Ram TRX truck because it's a gas guzzler. Even for myself, being an ICE guy, I mean, why do I want this gas guzzling vehicle that is going to make me go to the gas station every day and pay a bloody fortune on refilling it? Yeah, because I go a good 150 miles every day of my life. Yeah. So for me, 10 mile per gallon vehicle, 15 gallons times premium fuel, $4 a gallon. That's $60. That's $60 a day. That starts to add up. Over 7 days, that's $400. I can spend $1,200 a month just buying fuel to ride around a Ram TRX truck. For what? For why? To be able to push the pedal down and go a little faster than the next guy? And that's what's really cool about that Raptor Ford F-150 truck I have, because if you look at that, I'm getting a good 18 miles per gallon out of that truck, which that's 8. It's close to double to the Raptor TRX. Yeah, that's huge. So for me, I love the Raptor. Yeah, would I buy a Ram TRX? I would. Why? Just to say I got one, had one, played with it. Yeah, it'd go bye-bye. That's just who I am. Yeah, speaking of that, now here's the danger. Here my selling dealers just alerted me a Raptor Bronco has come in. Yeah, so he's like, hey, look at this. I'm like, oh, great, nice. How much is that? Yeah, Stratosphere. So the Raptor, this is what's incredible. I ordered my Broncos in, I think it was June or July of 2020, and I didn't get them until 2022. I can't even keep track. Right. So anyways, yeah, January this past year, and then May or June this past year for the other one. So, but the Raptor, in between waiting for my Broncos to come in, was released, and you could order one. And I never ordered one, even though a lot of people told me you should order one. Well, my understanding to order one, well, first of all, I would have to give up my existing order to get the Raptor, which I just wasn't on the page to do that. Number two, my understanding is right now, if you want to go buy a Raptor, it's going to probably take you a few years to get one if you factory ordered. I don't know. I got to research that. So, but I looked at the Raptor, and it's a whole different vehicle. The Bronco Raptor, it is a whole different platform from the Bronco. It's not even the same vehicle. I mean, it's not even the same vehicle. It's a whole different vehicle. To me, it's an F-150 Raptor with a Bronco body on it. That's the way I look at it. It's not, but it is, in my opinion. It's big. It's huge. Yeah, now my dealer, my sales guys got me thinking. Yeah, now I'm thinking, well, hey, maybe do I go to the Braptor? They call it the Braptor or Bronco, Braptor. So it's the Raptor. So now I'm thinking to myself, do I get the Raptor? And sincerely, if I really wanted it and I really want to go up there and finagle a deal, yeah, they want ADM. Yeah, they want huge ADM. But I mean, sincerely, if I wanted it, I could negotiate with ADM, which still be ADM. That wouldn't be radical bad. It'd be still a lot. But at the same time, okay, who am I, right? And I have other cards in my shop if I really wanted one to play out the deal if I really wanted one. But here's the first thing. It gets 15 miles per gallon. That's the average. My Bronco out there gets, about 20 if you're not really crazy on it. But it's a good 20 mile per gallon vehicle, 18 solid. So for me, it's a cactus gray. The irony is my hot pepper red that I ordered, the original color I ordered is cactus gray. So now, I think the hot pepper red looks really great, personally. The cactus gray, I don't know. So here's a debate. Today, for me, just for the experience, I think I should just go to my dealer just to go check it out, just to drive it around, just so I can drive it and say, okay, because on the Ford Bronco 6G forum, everybody's bought one is just saying this thing is so badass, so fast, blah blah blah. They're just saying it's incredible. It's an incredible car. So yeah, do I go down that rabbit hole? Yeah, I don't know. I get it's the fuel. Yeah, it's not radical, but at the same time, boy, so on these vehicles, 15's combined. So that's the combined fuel. So yeah, if you're really getting into it, it could be a 13, 14 mile per gallon vehicle. So I don't know. Mixed feelings on that. A lot of money and things, where's the economy going? I mean, so many people are predicting gloom and doom that this country's going down the toilet. So, for a lot of people, they truly believe that you sit out another 6 months to a year and the freebies and the deals are going to be everywhere, which I guess they can be. I don't know. That's very, it's interesting times, that's for sure. The stock market is still 32, 33. It's, it went down to 28, but it's back up 5,000. Oh, another good story is Carl Icahn, for the younger guys, they don't know who that is, but for us older people, the Eastern Airlines guy, takeover guy, but Carl Icahn had an interview yesterday in Bloomberg News, or it was the day before, and Carl kind of gave in so many words, his views of what's going on. Very complicated. He gets very deep into a lot of things of what's going on. But he says inflation. Inflation is it's just bad. Inflation's bad. It destroys economies. So he's all on the page that inflation's destroying this country. It destroys countries all over the world. So he went on about that, but not in great depth. Kind of a lot of information. But what I got out of that conversation, which it was just kind of a lot about his own investments, and I think he was trying to get people to invest in his investments in a subtle way. But so he claims that he is in investment-wise with a company that is I'm trying to think of the word. My whole fertilizer. So fertilizer. He claims that he has invested in this company that makes fertilizer without natural gas. And that's a huge problem in Europe, that they've shut down this fertilizing process because they need pneumonia, and to get pneumonia you need natural gas. They've shut it down because of natural gas, the green agenda stuff. So he claims that the company he's invested into, And I can't remember the name of it, but you could look up the Carl Icahn video with Bloomberg or Reuters, Reuters, and you would see that video. And he gives you a heads up on a stock to probably buy into because this company can make fertilizer. They've mastered making fertilizer without natural gas. So he claims it's a great thing, and they're doing great things to keep the fertilizer industry, continue to be produced and processed, but not creating the harm that the natural gas, creates from making fertilizer. So he talked a lot about that in depth, but overall he just said, yeah, basically this country's going the wrong direction, leadership sucks, and need to change out the leaders of the country. Yeah, he said that, and he gets to say that, but whatever. So I thought that was interesting. So, back to the fuel. For me, if you look at my videos back in the first part of the summer, I was preaching that the $3 gas would be back. And I really thought the $70 barrel, $60, $70 barrel oil would be back. And the $2.99 gas would be back. And believe it or not, back in August, it was kind of starting to go that direction. The $70 range back in late August and early September was there, $77 barrel. And then, sure enough, OPEC announces they're not going to play the game of overproducing oil, and they're going to go from 1 million barrels cut a day to 2 million barrel cut a day. So that drove the barrel of oil back up, and now you're hearing about the diesel fuel over there in Europe. They're having to restart, and this is what Carl Icahn said as well. They're having to restart all their power plants and use diesel fuel to run them. So they're now back online to sucking up the diesel fuel because of the Ukraine war. And so there's a whole other variable that's playing out. Europe is their whole green agenda stuff is on hold because of the Russia-Ukraine war. And then add insult to injury, Russia is going to be taken off the market here in like December into the first part of the year, where they're really going to manhandle Russia and take away its capability to continue to sell oil in the market. So for the oil analysts, yeah, the $100 plus barrel is here to stay. If what I just told you stays in place, meaning Russia, they're saying right now, we have some Russia oil coming here, and they're not going to put sanctions on that oil. But after that, they're going to give it to like January 19th to unload this oil. But after that, the sanctions on the oil is going to start happening. So going into the first quarter of next year, the real impacts of Russian oil being taken out of the market supposedly is finally going to start to happen if they don't get something resolved in Ukraine and Russia. So sadly, the expensive fuel, which I truly believe wouldn't last, because I just have told you that the industry is down on the gasoline side. Gasoline stations have been down on usage, not up. But now with all these other world economic conditions, I just told you about the refinery challenges and how we have less refineries. And so expensive energy's here, which, wow. So what does that really play out to? Does that really then create first, second quarter of next year into the total, economic collapse? Yeah, so very interesting times ahead of us. I can only hope people today go vote for what's right versus what's wrong. And sadly, today, one party supports what's wrong. They support what's wrong. And if you're on the page of supporting wrong, then I feel sorry for you, because lawless cities and all this other stuff that's going on, open borders, immigration, just the agenda is very, very long. The list is very long of just really, really bad people. And it's not right. And I wish that the people that vote these people in had to pay all of our expenses for all the mistakes that they've made by supporting these individuals. Where's that conversation? You support these people, then you pay all the mistakes that they've made. You pay for everything that's more expensive. Yeah, right. How far is that going to go? Oh, so Whoopi Goldberg, she's off Twitter. The Twitter thing. I don't think anybody heard that message yesterday because nobody's really responded to it. But I'm going to say it again this morning. Twitter, the left has been caught red-handed that they manipulate the media. We all know that, but they've been caught red-handed. Elon Musk is going to get rid of all the bots, and he's going to get rid of all these fake accounts, And what that's going to disclose is all these radical-minded people, the left-minded people. Left-minded people dominate Twitter. So I'm not being political here. I'm just telling you the way to tell you the facts. The Twitter was run by the left-minded group of people, and they're now very mad at Elon Musk because he's going to share on how all these people had all these followers and they didn't. It's going to show all these people, how these believers, what their radical views were, is not true. So the left is leaving by the masses because they can't go onto Twitter anymore and support their agenda that was never supported in the first place. It was all supported by bots, by fake accounts. Yeah, that's what's going on at Twitter. The left is leaving because Elon Musk is disclosed and exposed and how all these people are a bunch of liars. Yeah, it's bad. I even have a whole lying video. Yeah, lying. Where are we in today's society? Lying is beyond believable. And what's going on in our society by high-ranking officials. It's pitiful. It's ridiculous. So yeah, the Elon Musk thing, I tell you what, I was so intrigued to know what this guy was doing. Well, now I know what he's doing. But now the left hates the guy's guts. But this guy was loved by the left when he designed an electric car. They love this guy. That's why the Tesla cars are tanking in value. There's no doubt in my mind that Tesla, left-minded person, they're out. They're done. They're done. They hate this guy, Elon Musk. He thinks he's a shyster. Yeah, right. So, just incredible. So, excuse me. Elon Musk has created his own devaluation of his own product called Tesla. Think that through. Right. So, I need water. I'm not drinking my coffee. That's the first thing to do, but my voice is going dry here. So anyways, does that mean I need to quiet and shut up? Probably does. Yeah, I need to go vote, so I will. I got to go do that. So anyways, this whole Twitter thing, incredible. What's coming out of all this, and all the left is going after, is they're calling Elon Musk the hater. He's the hater guy. So just unbelievable what we're witnessing. And where all these left people want to go to get on our platform to share all their radical ideas that they think everybody wants to follow their radical ideas. Yeah, where's the next platform? I don't know. Does anyone remember Parler was shut down because it was a radical? I know my channel just a lot may become political. Okay, well, here's the reality. I'm a car nut. I've told you this 5 times, 10 times. I'm a car passionate guy. And the car market's impacted by these people's radical views. Yes. And I was going to say, the Teslas, these things are seeing 20,000 devaluation price drops in the electric vehicle market. That's huge. Yeah. And the green agenda has pushed and ramped up for all these automotive makers to go to the green agenda like never seen. And to the point that they're getting rid of ICE engines. So sorry. Sorry to have to break the bad news, but for all us people who don't want to talk about it, that is the goal. People want to make change, and you just don't say a damn thing. That's the reality. They don't want you to talk. They want you to shut up. That was the whole left agenda on Twitter, was if you thought opposite of them, you just shut the hell up, and your account is turned off. Yes, it's not acceptable. I can only hope and pray this country, today, goes and votes these people out. It's bad. We have to get rid of these people. They're the dictators. They're the people that preach one thing, but they're actually doing what they preach. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm getting a little revved up on that, and I am. It's because it's rightfully so, because I'm witnessing in my own lifetime the radical changes that are going on around us that aren't acceptable. Where's the fearless leaders? I can only hope and pray that new people come into office, they just freaking shut these people up and get this country back on track and make it America what it was and what it is. And if you don't like it, leave. Leave. You have options. This is not North Korea where you're trapped inside of North Korea and they shoot you if you leave. Where's that conversation? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. Go vote. Yeah, go vote. And go vote for the good. If you're not, don't go vote. How about that message? That's radical, right? But anyways, hey, appreciate everybody watch my channel. Yeah. Little political, I get it, but whatever. I don't get paid. I'm not running for presidency yet. Should I? Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Can you even imagine? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, right. Yeah, you better have a lot of money, thick blood, and who wants to be caught up in that rap sheet, right? So everybody, thanks for watching my channel. Have a great day. Go vote. Make the right decision. And support those that make the right decisions. And God bless. Stay safe. And stay tuned for what's the next adventure. Is it a raptor adventure?